Hello and welcome to Wired Series 2. In today's episode, we will be talking to Stuart Bowman from Essex Police. Stuart is the Essex Police Security Systems Manager and is also representing the Eastern Region Forces, Norfolk, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire, Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire and Essex on the National Police Chiefs Council, or NPCC, National Security Systems Working Group. Stuart originally joined Essex Police way back in 1962, but has been managing the intruder and security systems policies since 1985. So Stuart brings a wealth of experience to this interview. So thank you very much for joining us today, Stuart. We're going to ask you some questions, and the first question today is, what is the police force's role in the monitoring of intruder alarms?
We register and monitor intruder and hold-up alarms in order to ensure that when officers are responding, that they get accurate and precise information about the location of the property, any risk they or the occupants are likely to present. And then we monitor the performance of each individual system to ensure that the troublesome systems, i.e. those causing us unacceptable levels of false calls, are warned, instructed to take steps to resolve the problem, or if the problem continues, response will ultimately have to be withdrawn.
So that means that the customer might, in the end, lose their police URN response?
They would lose response for a period until they resolved the problem, and if the problem was not resolved, eventually we would withdraw the URN totally.
What is the procedure in the lead up to a police response being withdrawn?
We monitor each alarm activation daily, and where the false call is from a personal attack alarm, it will immediately result in a warning letter. And if they have a second false call within a rolling 12-month period, that response will then be withdrawn. In the case of intruder alarms, a warning will be issued after 2 false calls recorded in a rolling 12-month period, and should a third call follow, at that point response would be withdrawn.
So based on that, what happens if response to a police URN is actually withdrawn due to false alarm?
It will normally remain at a response withdrawn status for 90 days, and during that time we expect the subscriber, customer, and the alarm company to identify and deal with the problem. And after 90 days they may then write to us and request a restoration response. If nothing happens, or we don't hear from them after 6 months, then at that point we would write and advise a deletion of the URN. If nothing further is heard after that letter has been sent, if they reapply after a further month has elapsed, at that point they can expect to have to repay the administration fee.
But up to that stage there's no cost implement?
No.
So just quickly, Stu, perhaps you could help explain some of the acronyms that are associated with police monitoring. So the one that we've been talking about is URN.
That's a unique reference number. It's a number that is used to record details of the alarm system on the Force's command and control system. Those numbers are only issued to alarm companies that are inspected by the NSI or the SSAIB and have signed up and agreed to follow police policy.
Excellent, that's the ACPO policy.
Well, ACPO is now NPCC.
Which stands for?
National Police Chiefs Council.
Lots of acronyms flying around in this industry. Something else that's quite often referred to is PA or HUA. Perhaps you could explain those for us.
Historically, personal attack alarms, PAs, were always referred to as PAs, but there was a change to the standards recently where they were then termed as hold-up alarms. Police administrators in the industry now tend to use both.
So finally, Stu, if there was one piece of information you wish everybody knew about police URNs, what would it be?
To use a policy compliant installer to install the system, and that will inevitably mean that the alarm receiving centre are also policy compliant and certificated, so proper standards are maintained, and going forward we hope by the 1st of April 2020 to be in a situation where all calls coming from alarm receiving centres are sent electronically, provided data being provided by the alarm receiving centre matches up with what's on our Force command and control system. It won't involve call takers asking questions. It will simply create an incident on our Force command and control system. It will be presented to a dispatcher and units will be sent to the scene. That system will only be available to policy compliant installers and alarm receiving centres. Everybody else will simply just have to phone in and take their chances.
Sure, so it's providing that extra level of efficiency.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate talking to you.
Okay.
Thank you. For more information, please visit the Secured by Design website, www.securedbydesign.com, to read an up-to-date version of the security systems policy, or contact your Forces Security Systems Office or local crime reduction officer for further advice. Thank you for listening to Wired.